Hello, welcome everybody. So happy for you to be here today for our conversation and introduction to an amazing new technology for us to rejuvenate and regenerate our bodies, and also an amazing business opportunity if that's of interest to you as well. So in our time together today, we will go through the product, the technology called X39 by the company called LifeWave, and we will explain how it works, the science behind it, the patents. We'll touch on the clinical trial, so you'll have a really solid understanding of what this product is and how it can help you and your body to rejuvenate and live a fuller, healthier life. And we'll also spend a little bit of time at the end talking about the business opportunity, because this is a network marketing or a relationship selling model. And Gary and I have been doing it since March last year, so March 2024. And we're loving it. It's been an amazing addition to our coaching and other personal development work and workshops and retreats that we run all around the world. And it's a beautiful fit because this technology allows us to move beyond the limitations and the restrictions that we have based on what might be happening in our body, whether it's aches and pains or injuries that haven't resolved or particular conditions. The body is able to bring itself back to optimum functioning when we give it the right information. And all of this is done naturally using the X39 patch. We also love it because as self-employed people, this business gives us the flexibility to work from anywhere and to be earning an income while we sleep. So that's also a very exciting part of it that we'll talk about at the end. But most importantly for Gary and I, this is a business that makes a difference in people's lives. It's a product that makes a difference in people's lives. And pretty much a day doesn't go past now without us having an email or a message or a WhatsApp from someone that we've shared these patches with, and they're telling us about the changes that it has made in their lives or in the lives of people that they've shared it with. And in fact, just before I came on this call, I had a lovely message from one of our team in the States, and she shared that someone in her team who uses the patches had shared with her that someone who hadn't been able to run for 13 years because of knee problems and wasn't able to have surgery for a variety of reasons, after wearing the X39 patch for just 4 days, was able to run down her hallway. So this is magical, and yet it's grounded in science. So let's get stuck into it. I'm going to share my screen. And at the end of the session, if you have any questions or would like more information, then get in touch with the person who shared this link with you. Or if it came directly from Gary or I, then let us know, and we'd love to hop on a call and have a chat and see how you can get started making changes for yourself and also for those that you love and care about. Alrighty, so there we go. I hope everyone can see that screen. Can you? Yep. Great. Okay. So this is where we're going to discover how you can naturally rejuvenate your mind and your body using the X39 light therapy patch. So X39, as I've kind of alluded to, is about rejuvenation and regeneration of the body. In the US, it is recognized by the FDA as a general wellness product. It's a patented technology. Now, patented technologies are really important to know about because you don't get a patent unless what you say your product does can be proven independently. And there are a lot of products out there that are in the health and wellness space that are not patented because there are no independent trials, or there is no independent proof that they do what they say they do. The X39 patch, and in fact all of LifeWave's patches, are proven to do what they say they're going to do because they are patented with a 20-year patent in this case. The way the patches work, I've got my patch on here. I'll explain all how we work. This is what it looks like if you haven't seen one before. In this white part of the little sticky Band-Aid is a unique formula of organic amino acids, salts, and sugars. And it is that unique lattice structure of these materials that reflect a frequency of light back into your body. And we'll go into more detail about this in just a moment. It's non-transdermal, which means there are no drugs or chemicals. There is nothing in the patch that goes through your skin into your body. So unlike a hormone patch or a pain or a nicotine patch that you may be familiar with, where there is something embedded in the sticker that actually crosses your skin and goes into the body to have effect, there is nothing other than light being reflected back into your body in the case of this X39 and the other LifeWave patches. This is a medical grade adhesive, so 1 in 10,000 people will have a reaction to it, so it's very safe. And the wonderful thing about this is if someone was to find that they reacted to it, rather than putting it directly on their skin, they could put it on their clothing. And it will do exactly the same thing. You can stick it on with tape, you can stick it on the inside, because it doesn't need to actually be in direct contact with the skin to work, because it is non-transdermal. 96% effectiveness rate. This is based on all the clinical studies and trials, and we'll look a little bit at those as we go through. And there is no other product on the market like X39. Yes, there are other health supplements. Yes, there are other patches that do different things, but there is nothing that reactivates your stem cells naturally in the way that X39 does. So just a quick caveat before we get into this presentation any further. LifeWave products are designed to support overall wellness, but not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. So the information that I'll be sharing with you today is for educational purposes only. And if you have any health concerns, as always, check with your doctor or your health professional first. We're here sharing information and personal experiences, but we're not, our position and our intention is not to replace any professional medical advice. So in case you're thinking, well, this cell sounds a little bit wacky, that I could put a sticker on my skin and there's going to be light reflecting back and making a change, it's not. In fact, you're already using phototherapy or light therapy. Every time you go out into the sun and the sun hits your skin, that frequency of light from the sun triggers your skin to boost your body's natural production of vitamin D. In the same way, the X39 patch uses your body's heat and light to activate a natural process that regenerates your stem cells. So light therapy in all of its forms, whether it's red light therapy, whether they're saunas or beds or masks or whatever it is that are around, it's a very, very old technology, not in this particular form though. This is very new, but light therapy is ancient and in fact a very natural way for our bodies to heal and rejuvenate. So what I'd like to do now is I'm just going to play a short 2-minute video that will give you an overview of how the patch works, and then we'll be able to delve into more detail as we go through the presentation.
Light, an ancient form of energy that goes back to the dawn of time. For us, it all begins with the sun, the source of light and life for our entire solar system. Even Einstein concluded that everything we're made of contains light. All life originates with the sun through photosynthesis. Plants and vegetation collect the light, and all living creatures emit light. Humans actually emit infrared light, which can be seen with night vision devices. We've known for centuries that light has many effects on the body. LifeWave's phototherapy patches use light that can promote a general state of health and healthy activity unique to each LifeWave patch. Here's how the technology works. First, a patch is applied to specific points on the body. Where the patch covers the skin, infrared energy emitted from the body is reflected back into the body and then taps into the body's own natural flow of energy. LifeWave phototherapy patches promote an environment that enables the body to optimize its restorative energy and enhances your ability to live well without the use of harmful drugs or chemicals. LifeWave. Live long, live well.
So, in a nutshell, what happens is you put this patch on your skin. The heat or the light from your skin hits the lattice structure in the patch, and a unique frequency of light reflects back into your body. Now, the particular frequency of light in the X39 patch is shown, has been proven, to increase a copper peptide called GHKCU. And GHKCU has been studied for at least, I think, 50 years, and it is a really important one in our body because when you increase the levels of copper peptide in your body, what you experience is pain relief. It'll give you more energy. It helps with mental clarity. It improves sleep. It increases collagen. Now, collagen is important, obviously, because it's wrinkles, because we're losing collagen as we age. But more importantly, collagen is the structure found in all of our organs. It's the scaffolding, if you like, of our organs. So as we age and our scaffolding starts to deteriorate, well, that's where our organs start to deteriorate. So if we increase collagen throughout the body, not just in our skin, but throughout our organs, again, that's an uplift in our health and well-being. Copper peptide, GHKCU, also reduces inflammation. So we have lots of really great experiences with people that have been using this where they've had aches and pains. And in fact, Gary had arthritis in his wrist from having been a builder for a long time. And had limited movement, and it was also quite swollen. Within a few months of him using the X39 patch, all of those symptoms have disappeared, and he now has full use of his wrist again. It aids in wound healing, helps to reduce stress, so it actually calms the nervous system. And what we've been talking about so far, of course, is it activates stem cells. Now, there's no guarantee which of these is going to be your response when you start using the patch, because everybody's physical condition is unique. But this is what is shown through the clinical trials, that your body will respond. And I know for me, one of the things that happened very early on when I began patching was that my sleep changed. And in fact, I've always slept well, but it was the quality of my sleep that was different. I started dreaming and remembering my dreams, which meant that I was actually sleeping and going into a deeper level of sleep. So when you look at that list, it's just curious to think for you, where would you like to have some shifts and changes in your life? Where are you perhaps feeling restricted because of pain or because of mental fogginess, and you know that your quality of life is being diminished because of these limitations? Well, they don't have to be. That's the amazing thing with this patch. These are things that are all reversible. So the aging process is not that much fun. Because as we age, our stem cells mutate and go dormant. And that's what causes us to have aches and pains and organ challenges and wrinkles and grey hair, all the things that we associate with old age. Now, what was amazing when we first started looking into these patches was when we discovered that by the age of 35, half of our stem cells have gone dormant. Up until that point, and I suppose you can possibly reflect back and remember this, if you hurt yourself, if you get sick, if you have an injury, if you fall over, if there's a bruise, you recover pretty quickly. The body returns to its healthy state pretty fast because you've got all your stem cells, which are the ones that are responsible for rejuvenation, on full capacity. By 35, though, they've already started to shut down. And so that's why as we age, it takes us longer, or it can take us longer, to recover and to rejuvenate. So if you're into any kind of physical activity, whether you're a dancer or a sportsman or an athlete, or you just do hard physical work, you need all of your stem cells to be working so that you can recuperate really quickly. And in fact, I was chatting with a friend the other day, and she's in her late 60s. And she's been using the patches for a few months now. And she was saying that she's now doing she's got a new personal trainer, and she's working really hard. And after one of the sessions, she said, I'm going to be so sore tomorrow. And she was surprised that she had no discomfort. She'd recovered. Her recovery was really fast from having been patched. So what's really interesting is by the time we get to 60, and I'll be 63 this year, I always have to think about that. I'll be 63 this year. Typically, if I don't do anything differently, I will have lost 90 or 90+% of my stem cells. And stem cells are how we naturally heal. So really, if you're over 35, your body is starting to slow down. Now, you may or may not feel it, of course. That's the interesting thing. And if you've got a healthy diet and you exercise regularly, you'll be setting yourself up to age better. And yet, even with all of that, we really do need to keep our stem cells active and optimum. So when we increase the copper peptide, GHKCU, through wearing this X39 patch, your stem cells start producing again in the body. The ones that are already there, they begin to reset to a younger and healthier state. And that allows your body to heal and rejuvenate. And this is exactly what the patent shows. As the patent says here, it says X39 is a wearable phototherapy apparatus that produces beneficial effects to a human body, such as activation of stem cells, improvement in strength, improvement in stamina, pain relief, all via a non-transdermal container. The non-transdermal apparatus reflects or emits specific wavelengths of light that elevate the levels of copper peptide in the body. So this is how these little patches create such amazing changes in people's lives. So I always think, a picture is worth 1,000 words. So let's have a look at some before and after shots of changes that people have shared. And now these are not official LifeWave photos. These are the photos that I've gathered from different Facebook groups and Telegram groups of people that are using the patches, and they share their own pictures. So that's why they're not going to look super flash and fancy when you see them. So we've talked about increasing collagen in the body. So this is a great example of a 62-year-old woman. You can see in January, her chest skin, the décolletage was quite wrinkly looking. By July, 6 months later, you can see how it had changed. The quality of her skin had changed. Now, this again is what we're seeing externally. If her collagen is increasing and we can see a difference in her skin, what's it doing inside to her organs? This is another great one. A lot of people experience inflammation and aches and pains. Here on the left, you can see this red in the hand, just at the joint there of the thumb is red, which means inflammation. Now, the person might be experiencing stiffness or aches or pains or arthritis, who knows, but that red is typically an indication of discomfort. After just holding the X39 patch for 30 minutes, you can see in the picture on the right here how much that inflammation has gone down. The greens and the blues, the cooler colors that show inflammation is being reduced. So when it does this in 30 minutes, imagine what it does when you wear it for 12 hours a day, which is the recommended way to use the patch, and we'll talk about that in a moment as well. I love this photo. This is such a great story. This guy, you can see his before and after of his hairline. And the story with this, in the group that I found it in, the woman said that she'd was getting her husband to wear the patches, and after 6 months, he said, "Look, I don't feel anything. I'm not going to keep doing it. I'm not, you use it. I'm not going to." And she said, "Well, hang on just a sec. Let's just take another photo of your hairline." Cleverly, she'd taken this one on the left first. And you can see the difference in how much hair regrowth he'd had in 6 months. And he said when he saw that he was now committed to continue to wear the patches. And again, if this is what's happening externally, you can only imagine the rejuvenation that's happening on the inside. And Gary has noticed too, my hair is definitely thicker, according to my hairdresser. And Gary has noticed too that his hair is starting to get thicker as well. This is a really interesting picture of a brain mapping topography. They call it a scalp topography map of a 67-year-old massage therapist. So in this first picture in session 1, before she started using X39, the researcher said all of this red is what you would describe as someone with a hyperactive brain. So you can imagine lots of thinking, perhaps overthinking, maybe not sleeping all that well, hyperactive brain before starting to use X39. 3 weeks in, after using the patch for 3 weeks, you can see session 2, a lot of that red inflammation has started to reduce, and we're seeing some of these more cool colors that are an indication of more calm and more balance happening in the brain. And by session 3, which is 6 weeks of wearing the X39 patch, you can see hardly any of the red left, and the researcher said this is what you would expect to see in someone who has a calm brain. Now, having a calm brain, obviously, you'd assume this is going to mean better sleep, clearer thinking, more mental clarity, more sense of peace and ease. So again, how much of our life is spent with this kind of overactive brain and feeling stressed and going around in circles. Lots of great stories of people with stress and anxiety who get great benefit from using the X39 patch. And then finally, this one is really interesting. I think this guy was wearing X39 for 7 months for a knee issue, presumably patching locally, sticking it where it hurt on the knee. But look at the difference in the picture before and after. It looks like his younger brother. His face looks less wrinkly, less inflammation, his eyes look clearer. So again, while you might start patching for a particular issue, what you will notice is that your whole body begins to respond, because it's a whole body rejuvenation when your stem cells begin to kick back in and start doing what they're meant to be doing. So this is an interesting little summary about what you can expect with X39, and this is all based on the clinical trials. So when the clinical trials were done, they measured people's blood and urine markers after periods of time, as well as having people say, well, how are you feeling? But this is based on blood and urine and other lab tests that they've done. And what they found was after the first few days, 4,000 genes begin to reset. Within 6 weeks, that brain balancing, which we've just seen the pictures of, is changing for people. Within 3 months, collagen is increased. Again, collagen in skin, hair, nails, but also internal collagen in the body and the organs. And within 6 months, they've shown that the heart begins to reverse with age. So everyone is going to respond slightly differently. And if you're on medications, then it may take a little bit longer, depending on, how healthy you are, what your diet is like. Do you exercise? Do you keep well hydrated? But clinically, this is what has been shown to happen when you begin wearing the X39 patch. So how do you use it? Well, it really is no more complicated than what you saw me do before, which is stick it on your skin. So use these 2 points here, base of the skull and just under the belly button, are the 2 points that were used in all of the clinical trials, because of course for consistency, they had to put them in the same spot on every person every time. So you put the patch either on either of these spots, or if you've got a sore spot, you patch the pain. So when we first got our patches, I had a really sore shoulder and neck and tight. I was saying to Gary, I think I'm going to have to go to the osteo. I was massaging it, nothing was clearing it. So the first thing I did was I took the patch out of the pack, whacked it on my shoulder. And within, I don't know, a couple of hours, maybe even sooner, that stiffness and tightness all resolved itself, and I didn't need to have any treatment for it. So you stick the patch either on these 2 points, or you patch the pain. You wear it for 12 hours, and then you take the patch off and you allow your body 12 hours rest for it to continue with the rejuvenation. Now, this is also because in phototherapy, there's a thing called attenuation. And if you wear a patch for longer than 12 hours, your body will stop responding to the light frequency that's being signaled back into it. So it's a bit like if someone was sitting next to you and they put their hand on your arm, you'd really be aware of it at the start. If they left it there without changing the pressure, without moving, after a while your body would stop sending you signals to say someone's got their hand on your arm. Same thing happens with the light therapy patch. So you only wear it for 12 hours. At the end of that 12 hours, you take it off, you throw it out, or you put it on a pet. Next day, you put on a new patch. And what we recommend is you give yourself 3 months to really see the benefits, just as if you were taking a vitamin supplement, or if you were going to start doing yoga or exercising. You're not going to do it for a week and expect everything to be shifted and changed. You say, I'm going to do it for 3 months and then see what happens. And importantly, you want to stay hydrated by drinking plenty of water with electrolytes, such as a Celtic sea salt, because that will help the patches to do their work. Someone, I heard them describe it, they said, not being well hydrated while you're trying to get your stem cells to be moving around your body is like being on a water slide where they haven't turned on the water. Yeah, you can get down the slide, but it's going to be a lot slower and not as enjoyable. So keeping well hydrated is really important. And as we've said down the bottom here, sometimes this can create a bit of a detox reaction when you begin wearing the patch. So if it does, drink more water. It's usually a sign that there's not enough hydration. Or if you need to, take the patch off and wear it for 6 hours one day, put that same patch on for 6 hours the next day, and then on day 3, put on a new patch and gradually build yourself up. But a detox reaction is actually a good sign. It means that your body is clearing the things that are problematic, that aren't really aligned with you being your brightest and best and healthiest self. So very simple to use. And as I said at the start, if you have someone who can't use the patch, or we have a lot of stories of people with autism who find having things like this on their skin is uncomfortable for them, they just stick it on their clothing. And you can reattach it with a surgical, a sticky tape if you need to, if the stickiness wears off. All right. So if you have any questions, given we're on a limited time here, we won't answer them now, but get back in touch with the person who has shared this with you, and they'll be able to sit down and answer them for you. Because now what I'd like to do is just give you a bit of an overview of the company, David Schmidt, who is the inventor, and also the business opportunity, if that's what you're interested in. So David Schmidt is the inventor, founder, and CEO of LifeWave. And that's actually very unusual in this industry, in fact, in most businesses, that you would have the person who invented the product also running the company. And he is an extraordinary man. He has over 150 patents, and he started off working for the US government developing patch technology for Navy SEALs to help them stay energized when they were on missions, rather than using caffeine and amphetamines, a natural way for the body to re-energize. And that was how he developed the first patch, which is called the Energy Enhancer patch. Now, that was about 20 years ago. The timing was interesting because he just developed it and 9/11 happened, and the US government pulled funding from the project that he was a consultant on and shifted their focus. So he was able then to take this his intellectual property and use it. And he had no intention of setting this up as a direct selling or network marketing business. He'd gone to GNC and other health shop providers and thought that they would sell it for him. But what he found was, as he started talking to people about it, he kept getting connected in with other researchers or doctors or Richard Quick from the Sanford Sports team for the Olympics, and suddenly he noticed that word was spreading, and he thought, this is actually a product that's meant to be shared in relationship and in community. And so that's why he went down the network marketing model. So it's a 20-year-old company, open in over 75 countries worldwide. So if you know people in Australia, fabulous. If you know people in America, fabulous. We've got clients in the Netherlands, in Austria, in Indonesia, Australia, New Zealand. I'm trying to think where else. So, you can have people all over the world able to be part of your team and your community in this business. X39 was launched in 2019, so the company is 20 years old, but X39 is relatively new. And so if you're saying, well, how did I not know about this? That's why. It's, a lot of us haven't heard about it until quite recently. And it was only launched after 10 years and $4.5 million in research. And a lot of that research was done with the University of Galway in Ireland, which is one of the preeminent research centres for stem cell technology. So 10 years and a lot of money went into testing and verifying this product, that it does what it says it's going to do. Over 80 clinical trials on the patches. And what Gary and I really love about the company is the philosophy that it has of giving back. So they are part of an ocean cleanup project. They partner with the Red Cross and do a lot of other things as well. So yes, this is a business, but it's also a business with heart and a very beautiful philosophy for helping people live their best lives and making a difference out into the community at the same time. So whether you want to explore this for your own personal growth, your own income, creating another income stream, or if it's for a particular project you might have, this is a wonderful and very lucrative model. As I said, Gary and I have only been doing this since March last year, and we already in, when was it, October, qualified for an all expenses paid trip to Vietnam, and we extended our trip, and we've been to Europe as well, and a lot of that has been funded by what we've been earning through our LifeWave business. And we don't have a background in this industry at all, so we're very new to it. We're just sharing it from our hearts with people that we care about and that we think will benefit from it, and there's a real ripple that's being created. So the company is in momentum. It is in growth. So in 2023 and 24, it was ranked as a AAA plus opportunity by Business for Home, which is a direct selling organization, which positions it at the top of the network marketing industry. And you don't get that position lightly. What's really interesting, I think, here are these sales growth figures. So this is 2019, this is when X39 hit the market. Up until that point, 2018, the company was a $23 million turnover. By 2019, 63 million, so nearly tripled. 2023, 400 million, which is a 2,000% increase over 2018. I mean, that's an extraordinary period of growth, and the company has not missed one commission check. It has not missed one delivery. Production is, the capacity is there beyond what they currently are expecting they need. So the company has really positioned itself for growth. And the projection for this year is 600 million. From a business perspective, if you wanted to become what they call a brand partner or a partner in this business, 60% of sales are paid out to brand partners in commissions. And the rewards are a non-flushing approach, which it may not mean anything to you, but if you have looked at this industry before, a lot of compensation plans, you'll get what they call volume, or you'll start to build, and at the end of each month, anything that if you hadn't hit a particular target, it flushes and you go back to zero. This does not do that. You have 12 months to use the volume and the points that you accumulate from your own activities, but also from activities from the people below you. And I'll talk a little bit about that in a minute. So it's a very generous and very fair model that sits behind the compensation plan or the business plan of the company. So how to get started? You're possibly thinking, well, this is going to cost me an arm and a leg, or as we say here in Australia, you're going to have to sell the farm to start. Well, no, you don't. You can be a retail customer, but no one is going to bother to do that because you can get started as a preferred customer for just $333 a day, the price of a cup of coffee. Now, these prices are all in US dollars. Everything's done in US dollars because it's a global company. But even at the moment with the exchange rate, it's still, that works out to be about $5 a day. Again, still the price of a cup of coffee. In fact, less than a price of cup of coffee in some of the cafes around us. So one way is this preferred customer. And to do that, you just have to be on a monthly order. Anytime you can cancel that if you want, but to get that discount price, which brings it down from $149.95 to $99.95, the discount is based on you having a regular monthly order in place. The best way, though, to get started is to open up what is called a wholesale account or a brand partner account. And this is whether you want to share with people or if you just want to get the best price as a customer, because you can use these accounts as customer accounts as well. And there are some different ways to get started. The best is really this advanced pack, which is $535 US for 6 sleeves of product. So there's no cost to begin a business. In this first year, everything you pay for is product. And there are some different ways to set this up where you can actually get more value than just the 6 sleeves. After the first 12 months, it's a $25 a year cost to maintain your business activity. But the advanced pack is great. So if you're someone who's going to share, this would be the one to start with. If you're a couple and both of you are wanting to use the patches, then again, this is your best value. You don't need to be ordering monthly with this unless you want to maintain the business. And even if to do that, as it says down here, your monthly order only has to be $99.95 per month if you want to earn rewards, or as someone says, get a thank you check from the company. A lot of people come in at the $295, which is 3 sleeves of X39. So the price starts to come down, as you can see, from being a preferred customer. Taxes and delivery will vary on that, but whoever has invited you, or if it's Gary and I, we can talk you through the best way to configure this pack. The other reason why these wholesale accounts are so good is that these are the only way that you can then, after your initial order, and this is a one-off order, either of these core, advanced or premium, you can only access what they call a maintenance pack, which brings the price down even further by having a wholesale account. So it's a great way to set yourself up for ongoing savings. Now, there is a way, if cash flow is a little bit tight at the moment, there is a way you can get started for just $125, which would be 1 sleeve of X39 plus a business charge of $25. That's the only time you pay that $25 at the start. But that puts you in the structure and allows you to start to qualify for thank you checks and rewards from the company. So again, if that's an option for you, let us know. We can work with you to get that set up as well. Now, there are 4 ways to be rewarded, and I just want to look at two of these in the time we have here. The customer sales bucket is a great one. So anytime you introduce a friend or a family member or someone at work to the patches, and they say, I'm not interested in the business at all, but yep, I'd love to be a customer and buy them for the $99.95. If they sign up as a preferred customer, every time they buy a sleeve of X39, you receive $20 from the company. And you can do that as many times. There is not a cap on that. You can have as many customers buying patches every week, and you're paid weekly, as you have people to talk to and people who want to actually experience the benefits of the patches. So the customer sales is a fabulous cash flow. The second one that I want to look at is the binary cycle bonus. And this is the where you're really starting to build a team and a business. So the binary cycle bonus is what we think of as team rewards. This is where you become, you can receive checks from the company for your activity, but also from the activity of the people below you. Now, it's a binary structure. So let's say this is you here. You only need to introduce 2 people on your left and 2 people on your right, and you can be covering the cost of your patches. You unlock the compensation plan and hit the rank of manager simply by introducing 4 people as core. So 4 people that buy that $2.95 pack, and you are on the way to creating an income stream. Now, with this binary cycle bonus, you can start from earning $100 all the way up to the cap of $25,000 per week. Now, we're not making promises that that's what you'll earn, because it'll be determined by your level of activity and who you know and the work you put in and all of those things. But that's what's possible, from $100 to $25,000 per week from your own and your team's activity. Now, as I mentioned before, your team volume is non-flushing. So your points each week are made up by people you sign up, but also by people that your team sign up and by the people that you don't even know underneath you who are signing up. So you get paid to infinity on these 2 legs or these 2 teams. So it's a very simple and very profitable structure. Rather than building across, you build down. And the beautiful thing about this approach is that it really encourages community and teamwork. So we work with all of our team because everyone is building each other and all of our team are supporting each other. So it's really the philosophy behind this kind of compensation structure is really generous and also very much based on relationship and community. So apart from you, who do you know that needs X39? Perhaps looking for pain relief, perhaps looking for better sleep or energy and vitality, clearer mental capacity, more energy to get the things done in life that they want to get done. Or maybe they're looking for an income stream, whether it's another $100 a week to offset bills, or perhaps something more than that to start to plan for the future, or looking to create an income stream that generates while they sleep, where you're not trading hours for dollars. LifeWave and X39 offer all of these within a really beautiful philosophy and community and company. And Gary and I, because we've run communities and we've run training programs for the last 20 years, we've got all the resources in place so that if you do want to get started and be a part of our team, whether you're signing up directly with us or via whoever it is that's introduced you and shared this link with you, then you step into all the resources we've created, all of the support, the regular trainings that we do, the community that we've created. And that's something that we would, of course, love to share with you. So next steps, reach out. Get back in touch with the person who shared with you, ask them the questions, let them help you get started with the best package that is going to work for you, and start to think about the life you want to create. Because all of us have dreams. All of us have hopes and visions for ourselves and for those that we love and care about. And just reflect for a moment. If you don't do anything differently today, what's the next 5 years look like for you? Is it a future you want to be stepping into and feel excited about. But what if you made one little change today? Opened up to the possibility of better health, better energy, a broader community, another income stream. What difference could that make in your life for 5 years ahead, 10 years or beyond? What's the legacy that you could be leaving for the people that you care about? The opportunity you could be sharing with people that you care about to create the changes that they want in their lives. It's a beautiful opportunity, and we're so delighted that you've been here with us for this conversation. If you have any questions, reach out, and other than that, lots of love and bye for now.